ADMIE Holding is a holding company which owns a 51% stake in IPTO, which is a Greek regulated utility which owns and operates the Greek electricity transmission network. IPTO is currently engaged in a large capex program of 4 billion euros to extend, upgrade and modernize the Greek network. In particular, the plan is to integrate in the Greek power system and interconnect the Greek islands, which are currently mostly relying on polluting fuel oil plants, which have a high cost for the consumers. So integrating these islands into the Greek power system would reduce costs for the consumers at the same time as improving the environmental sustainability. IPTO is fully regulated by the Greek regulator, which determines what is the value of the assets, so the regulated asset base or RAB, and the rate of remuneration that the company is allowed to. So the regulator determines all the parameters that are required to determine the revenues for the company. The current regulatory period terminates in 2021, so the company has good visibility on the economics for the business for the next 3 years. IPTO has a large capex plan of 4 billion euros over the next 10 years. We generally have a positive view on regulated utilities which have large capex opportunities, of course, as long as the returns are adequate and the leverage is under control. And we believe this is the case for IPTO. The capex plan of 4 billion euros is very large compared to the current asset base, a regulated asset base of 1.4 billion euros at the end of 2018. So this large capex program will result in significant asset-based growth. For IPTO, we estimate 11% RAB CAGR for the next 10 years. We should drive 11% EPS CAGR for ADMIE Holding over the next 5 years. Based on the dividend policy of IPTO, which is a minimum 50% payout, we estimate around 5% dividend yield for ADMIE Holding. With growth, we estimate a 5% growth rate, annual growth rate for the next 5 years. Of course, because of the large capex program, the leverage will increase, but on our estimates will only increase to levels broadly in line with the leverage of other regulated utilities in Europe, so around 5 times net debt to EBITDA and 50% debt to RAB by 2025. And of course, the very strong balance sheet to start with of IPTO before this large capex program is one of the key attractiveness of the investment case. ADMIE Holding is trading at a large discount to the equity RAB, so the equity value implied by the value determined by the regulator for the assets of IPTO. We estimate around 40% discount to equity RAB for ADMIE Holding, which we believe is excessive. At the same time, the stock is trading at a very large discount to the earnings multiples of other regulated utilities in Europe. Our valuation is 2.83 euros a share, which is based on an equity valuation broadly in line with the equity RAB for ADMIE Holding. And this is because we believe the allowed returns by the regulator are broadly in line with the cost of capital for the company. Our valuation of 2.83 euros a share implies more than 60% valuation upside to the current share price.